the subfield. Like I can see that you can hear that in the demo. I show you the maybe the app you check if you use the set operator or you use the setting flag, right? So and I have to say this is not a good practice of writing Meteor methods, right? So we should not allow an object here.
So you not check in deeply object or not just a string to prevent this type.
About the string example, you mean
it only use check data user is pretty not prevent all type view in demo. In your demo.
Pardon me, can you say it again?
It means in your demo you many things. It is some for file type.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that only you check a data user is string or not string to prevent all type or this kind.
Oh yeah. So in some case, you know, the input of the publish.
It's only this kind.
Yeah. So in some cases, the input is string, right? But we have checked carefully checked it for it to be string only, so the attackers can inject.
So my question is how do you use update the data of server as the change the property of Minh?
Yeah. So in the case of this example, you can use the Meteor allows and deny feature, so that we won't allow the normal user to update this user information. Okay. Okay, thanks. Any more questions? I will update this project to GitHub later, so you guys can call it down and then play around with it. Really fun. So if guys you don't have any more questions, so at the moment, so I'm gonna stop talking right now. Please.
Can you please back to the subject? Okay, this question. I can see in your code that you try to check the method if in a server, and then you try to register the method called update user, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, how can we write a unit test in this case? Unit testing.
Unit test, right?
How can we write the unit test for the function update user in this case?
For that unit test question, actually I'm not quite familiar with this, so any guys here can answer that question?
I think in this case, the target we need that is update user, and the if statement Meteor is server just say if we are a server, we will have this code, and we apply we not and we only test the update user can do and not do. Don't test on the statement. This one.
understand your answer, but I just want to ask the question again. Like, okay, you try to describe the function of that user, right? So, is there any way that we can mock or we can use using Sinom or something like that to test these functions? I just want to know, is there any way to do that?
Yeah. I'm not quite a testing guy, but my first approach would be replace of more than 10 admin account, right? So only that account we have the privilege to use all the method. Please,
Yeah, I did try some several tests, unit tests and end-to-end tests before, but for quite a long time I haven't been actively involved in development. So, like to my opinion, because I haven't updated to the latest version yet. So like Meteor have the testing new testing way, but before you can write a test by defining a function, like you put the function into a separate variable, so that way you can access it. Instead of in this way, you say like update user, colon and function. So it's hard to mock, right? So you pull out the function and give it a name. You give
like you try to encapsulate the function to somewhere else, and then you put the reference back to the update user inside the method, right?
Right. So like update user will be like a colon variable, and not a function like this one. So that way you can access that function.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. I'm gonna stop the topic here for next topic.
I'm very interested in this topic. You tell me how to hack your website, so that we have to be careful because I'm a tester. So let's have a break before we continue with the second topic. I have a mini game for you guys today, and the game is guessing word. I need 3 volunteers come here with me. If no one volunteers, I will random a number. The rule is very simple. You will play in pairs. 2 people, one sit here and one sit here. One people will see all the words and describe them without saying any letter of the word. It's okay to use English or body language. And one sit here is will have to guess the word. With each player, we have 1 minute to guess 5 words. So let me random a number. please. We have the number 25. Please come in. Don't be shy because we have the chance to win the prize here. 23.
Yeah, 23.
Oh,
Surprise. Làm gì?
đơn giản thôi, luôn luôn cơ thể em đụng em có tiền
Hồi lấy bài được cái chơi game nào làm gì?
anh lên cầm cặp cho
Let me look at this one, guys. So please come here to play a game.
Buồn quá.
yes
Yeah.
Play game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
rất em
And please come. And so each of you will choose your partner, one partner, yeah, to play with you.
kêu thằng lâu này nó hãy bay thằng này mày lên mày
And let me demo to you, for example. Minh, please. Can you list the word? And you have to, you cannot say the word. You have to guess. Yeah, the first one is a very famous programming language that you learn at secondary school. Oh, exactly. And the second is a language that you maybe learn in university. A language that no, a website that you will use frequently when you are a developer.
Actually, I would start all over. Actually, the future is good.
Yeah, thank you. So that's the demo. Yeah, now each of you, each of them here will play the game. Yeah, and we'll have one. Who first, please? Your partner. Who is your partner? Yeah, one describe and one answer. You the describer, so you can see the word. Yeah, and he will list. Okay.
it's okay it's okay
It's okay, just for fun. You can use body language. Are you ready?
I have 1 minute.
1 minute
If you have to answer, you speak louder.
Okay, the programming language in Avinash with I am the team lead.
sao đâu
Yeah. Okay. The framework today we were talking about. Okay. One of the NoSQL database. Yeah. You know the operating system to use for iPhone and iPad. Yeah. One of the search engines with the most favorites, you know, so many people use. The search engines to search websites. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. We got forward in 1 minute. And next pair. Yeah. You ready?
Okay, so start.
The famous social network. The language you write website with CSS and JavaScript. This is markup language. Okay. Where we go to watch movie. Cinema like CGV. The language we use in our object. By and the framework for CSS.
Not yet.
No. For CSS. For CSS.
Out time, out time. Yeah, the second pair also goes forward correctly. Now the third pair. Come here.
Để phải tắt tụi em thôi được.
Good luck.
Hello.
Are you ready?
Okay, start.
The framework we use together with Meteor, without Angular. It belongs to Facebook. Angular from Google and another from Facebook. Okay, skip. Where we are studying now? What is this company? Oh, the company. The name of this company. Yes. The language we use for stylist with the HTML. When we want to stylish the HTML, we use the language. Yes. The clouds, the big cloud, go together with the Google Cloud longer.
Nice try. Thank you. And we can see the winners here. We have two pairs. Please come here. Please come here and hold. You can help me to the rice. Because they all just forward in 1 minute.
Okay. So the higher prize has smaller gift.
Thank you. I hope that you all have are you ready for the next topic? Let me introduce to you. Hi, where are you? Let me introduce to you. Now I will
Hello? Okay. This is what everybody can hear me? I'm fine. Developer of designer company. So today I will introduce new topic. New topic on how to deploy and scale user applications. I hope this topic will help you understand about Meteor and know the powerful of it. Okay. Just first, I will talk about the common architectures that every Meteor application will use in the production environment. So the internet, every application will have two different parts. One is the application logic, and the other, and database. Database in this case, as you probably the left-hand side is the simplest architecture. It includes application architect and MongoDB is just only one server. And if you want to scale this architecture, I will split this into two different parts, two different servers. One is for application logic, and other server for MongoDB. And with the second architecture, I want to scale the application logic. How can I do this? Okay. And I will add application logic as many as I can. And how to get this both together? I will connect it together by adding it in front of it to receive the connection from the client. And firstly, to every application logic. Okay, I scale the application logic with this. Okay, and then how to scale. But there only is one MongoDB. It handles too many connections from application logic. It will become the bottleneck of the system. And how can I scale MongoDB? Okay, this part, I scale this part. Okay, I will use the replication architecture. Thus, you will have one primary to read and write the operation from the application logic, and two or more secondary server to have the application logic to increase the response of the system, and two secondaries is the minimum number you should have. Okay, you can add the entities as you want in this system to increase the response of our database. Okay, if we apply replication architecture, but you still miss the performance problem. You want to handle too many connections. Okay, you can extend the system by split the MongoDB into multiple shards. Every shard will include the small parts of the DB. And when you do some queries, this will go to query router and this collect data from some of them, and it will attempt a query router and return to application logic. This will increase the risk of the system. And in every shard, I will apply the replication architecture. Every shard will have a primary and many secondary. You can add many shards as one. Okay, I have never seen any system to this architecture because I think they do not have this. I have a server with four DBs, and 5 server for application logic. I can handle about 5 concurrent connections, and this time I have about 9 million users. Okay, I will use this part just in theory, and but how to implement, how to do it in real, I will show you. Okay, the requirements is I need I need to handle more than 5 concurrent users. And I decided to choose 5 servers to deploy application logic and 4 servers for database is the MongoDB, including 1 primary and 3 secondary. Okay, how can I do this? Just Meteor. This is an open source library. It's very powerful. It helps you to deploy the application. I will open this. Okay, you can read library with tutorials also to know how to it works and know how to deploy the application. But okay, first we use Meetup to deploy applications. The first step we must create look.json file. This includes every information to move to Meetup to understand and to understand how to deploy. Okay, this one is example of look.json files. I use this is a real configuration. The first part I add. Okay, I will open it. Okay. Okay, this is a configuration file. This is a real server. I include 5 server. I add 5 server to this file. Okay. I use this for losing video. It's just the old version of the losing video. We have 5 different server policies. And I have about 4 servers for MongoDB, and I include this. I add the rest of MongoDB display. Okay, and this part I think it's easy to configuration. You just for example, as you Amazon service to deploy applications and. I will create 5 servers. I will create 5 servers and I create 5 subdomains to point to IP address of this server and I will have this URL. Okay, and the important part, this is MongoDB. How can I create the master, the replication architect? Okay, how can I deploy? Okay, this is my server. First part my server, and the second part has 1 primary and 3 secondary. Okay, how can I deploy? How can I deploy 1 primary and 3 secondary? I just go to the website, Amazon, and I create all instance with the Ubuntu OS. And I log into the system and install MongoDB, and after that I run this command. Mongo. I run this command. Okay, the path will point to the place to sell the data file, and replication test will point in the name of the replication, and parameter also will enable
decimal, the MongoDB define we point to the plane of the define have to have the server securely communicate. And when you do the command, you will have a 4 different server for MongoDB in 4 different server. Okay, and you must want to become a master. And in master, I will type Mongo to connect to the server. I will type Mongo to connect to server, and then I authenticate and as you admin. Okay, I initiate verification. Okay, that's I add 3 different MongoDB server. I add a array of 3 different MongoDBs, and at this step, everything finished at this step, but I want to know the status, whether it's work or not. Okay, I will type rs.status to see the status of the system. Okay, after the work, we have 1 primary and 3 different secondary. Okay, and you have a book.json file, and you have 4 servers, server for MongoDB, and how can you deploy? You just go to this folder and type book setup to set up environment install nodes in the file server for the physical. And after that, you can type book deploy to deploy the application. This will bundle the app, process to file server, and after that, it runs file server. Okay, you want to see the log of the system, just type to command, and you want to configure change configuration, just move reconfig, and this will do the rest for you. Okay, this is so far I have provided you my solution. This is not there are many solutions for us. Move Meteor up is just one solution. You can choose Galaxy or Heroku. It is platform as service. You type just a simple commands and it do the rest for you. And another solution that you can Meteor. You can use Meteor with a Docker if you want to understand more about Meteor. Anybody have a comment? Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing. I just want to ask you that, okay, you say that you try to scale the Meteor application, right? And first of all, I want to ask you that Meteor is following the monolithic architectures, or what architecture is following? What architecture? Monolithic, right? Yeah. Okay. So I see that you try to explain how we can apply the replication for MongoDB. But how about section sharing? When you try to scale out Meteor, like okay, you put 2, 3, 5 server, okay, and the request come to the gateway, like NGS or HOC, something like this, and it will distribute the request to one of your Meteor server, and then how can you keep the section?
You mean that the server will support cannot support the sticky session?
Okay, can you back I don't know which slide, right? Back. No. Yeah, this one. Okay, you see that, okay, at the first time, the request comes to engineers and it will go to the first application server, and this will create one section for you. Okay, you have a section. But the next time when the request comes, it will go to, go to application server 2 or 3. We don't know. And then at that time, your section will not be valid anymore, because on server 2, server 3, we don't have section information.
Yes, I know this is the problem of sticky session, and Meteor have a solution for it. Meteor app
Does
have
Meteor
solution for
use
it.
Redis to share the section?
No,
No?
we just use the Meteor app. It will support this person for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So it support automatically or?
Yeah, automatically it will support.
Oh, really? Because
At least I don't know about at least, but I know Meteor app will support sticky session because I deploy my website with my different server. This work well.
yeah, okay. So can you please explain in more detail like how Meteor can keep sharing the sections, the section distributed among all Meteor instances? Like according to my experience, I know the microservices architecture. I know some JavaScript frameworks such as Cell.js. They are used Redis to keep the section. So if you try to distribute or if you try to scale out all instance, then all instance will look up the section information in Redis, and you will not worry about it. But in Meteor, you say that Meteor is not using Redis, so maybe you need to explain more detail how it can keep the sections.
Yes, it's hard to explain because I just use the package and it will support your maybe this package will support your Windows sticky session, and you just add this package. You just add this package to meet the package files, and it will do the rest for you. So yeah, like this.
Okay, so you say that there is one package for
Yeah.
Meteor. This will support you to do this,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and if you want to learn how it works, you can go to this website.
Yeah, we checked.
Okay.
I think Meteor we use Mongo for store session.
Yes, it's still more for stuff,
Yeah.
but
You can find session in the Mongo.
I think
too.
so. Is there
that could be
one
but,
storage to keep the section?
but I don't know the specific solution for that. Then I will go the top.
Have question? Thank you, Thai. Very interesting. Now we will come to the final part, the most interesting part. Now we will have lottery game. Let's see who is the luckiest people today. Luckiest person. Number 5. Please hand up. Number 5. No one number 5. No one better. Number 11. Small one.
Hey. 11.
Number 35. The last one. No? Number
One.
one. The first one in this room. Oh.
Yeah, that guy over there.
Finally, we find the kiosk guy, and we also have one gift here. 27. Oh. To the kiosk, home office, come here. That's on and I hope you I hope you all happy today. And now please all come here to take one picture together, and we have networking after that.
Ai mà quậy có chỗ nhóc hết. Đây xíu.
Anh bật đèn lên.
Hai chụp bên này cho nó.
Bật đèn.
2, 3.
Chị vô đừng có.
2, 1.
Chị vẫn đừng có đi vô.
Say cheese, right? Okay.
Con gái con con lên chưa? Chị vẫn đừng có. Chị đừng có. Thấy chị chụp cho nó lên. Có đừng có.
Không qua ly rồi.
Rồi. Ok.